Run.
All right, good morning, everyone. We'll get started with today's Commissioners Court meeting. If you'll please rise for a prayer, followed by a pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day you've given us, the lives that we enjoy. We thank you for the rains that you've sent. Lord, we just ask that you would continue to send rains in an abundance, that our land might be healed, and we'll give you thanks for what you do. Lord, we ask your blessings upon our nation and upon the struggles of our military, and ask your blessings upon them. You will guard over and protect them. Lord, we pray for our state and our county. Lord, we just pray that we'll truly be one nation under God, and to look to you for our strength and our wisdom. And we just ask for guidance this day as we carry forth this business. For us in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll call the meeting to order at 9:07. Noting it's a full court this morning. Everyone's present, and we'll start with our departmental reports. You have them there. Extension agents provided one for us this morning for this month of activity of travel and contacts. Aging Center. County Attorney.
Not much to report. We think we facilitated about $6,000 or $600-700 in fines this month, and I did finish drafting the letter for the 391 commission that the Commissioners Court will have on its next agenda to appoint a representative to meet with other entities in our COG to about the power line issue coming into play. And so I think that's going to be an important issue we're going to confront. Other than that, that's about it.
All right. Auditor this morning. County Clerk.
We made it through the elections, and now we're off to the next election in May. We have the school election starting, I think it's the 20th or 21st of April. It start on a Monday, Tuesday. There will be no election as it'll be a holiday. And then the following Monday and Tuesday, it will all be held at the Civic Center for early voting. Election day, because of it being Cinco de Mayo weekend, will be at Slater Hall. And then it looks like we're going to have a runoff at the end of May. I know Pereira and Gonzalez, that one's over.
Okay. Community Center. Nothing really to report there. Constable Earwood. Detention Center Warden. Morning.
Morning. So ADP is 419 and our current count is 425.
Okay. All right. EMC.
We already know how the weather went, so it went good. We got more weather coming in for Wednesday morning. Rain and scattered. We got some training available. I'll be posting those out later today. Those pertain to any of the commissioners or any upcoming, and then any employees. Tomorrow I'll be in Edwards County. The fellow EMC over there is retiring, so I'll be over there. And we got our Thursday EOC operation meeting Thursday, me and the judge. And then training. I'll be on once in a while. Should be available. take a look.
And I was supposed to be at that one Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's mandatory for you.
All
Y'all
right,
want to, y'all want to go? Mark? No?
I told you the mandatory word.
all right, thank you, sir. And the bad weather's supposed to be like tomorrow night, Wednesday morning, early, kind of, if, it looks like it goes north of us, so.
Yeah, if we get the bad weather, it's always there. Just,
Yeah.
it usually goes around.
EMS, Dick,
Got our monthly report. In February, we had a total of 57 calls, so a little bit of a spike from the previous month. Out of the 57 calls,
okay, your report's not, your date, your month.
yeah, I saw that just
So
now.
December is actually January,
Yes,
and January is actually February.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Out of the 57 calls, 26 were non-transports. We transported 30 of them. 11 went to Uvalde, 19 went to Del Rio, and we flew one out. Had 6 second calls, so that was an increase from the previous month. That's all for the monthly report. And other news, had a part-timer start last week, so added a staff member. And then the 2 trucks that are in the shop, hopefully we'll be getting Medic 3 back tomorrow. They should have the AC fixed, and then Medic 1, they are still working on figuring out the airbag situation. Because apparently they stopped making that airbag back in 2017. So they're trying to find an alternative for that airbag.
Okay, and the other one was air conditioning.
Yes. Medic 3 was the air conditioning, Medic 1 was the airbag.
Nick, while you're here, let's, the second call that was received the other day, a couple of us had some phone calls about it. Explain to us what the situation was.
So that was, first call went out, shortly after 9 o'clock. They transported that call to Uvalde. Shortly after 10 o'clock, a second call came out. They were still on the first call, and that was the day we did not have a third person on. So Sean advised dispatch to dispatch Val Verde EMS as our plan when there's no third person on and there's a second call that comes out and we don't have a crew available.
And the second call was a lift assist.
Lift assist, yes.
And then, you had 2 paramedics on duty and the paramedics can't leave. Let's explain that to us.
So the way our variance works with the state is the first crew has to be a fully certified. So it has to be 2 people that are either EMT or paramedic. You cannot split those people up and then have 2 firefighters driving. The way the variance is when we have a second call and you have a third person on, that's when you're able to have the driver and the certified personnel.
Okay. Any other questions? Nick this morning? All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Grant updates.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, Ms. Westbrook.
The only thing I have is, the Stone Garden payment was received for the month of January or December and January, and that was $53,182.92. That was for 2 months. The payment was received for the school resource officer. Those 2 grants, the financial status report paperwork will be completed this week. I'm also working on another grant for the State Homeland Security Law Enforcement Terrorism Protection Grant. I'm going to submit that. That one was submitted last year and is still pending, but I'm going to resubmit it this week. The other one on Operation Lone Star, I made all the changes that we met on Thursday. That was completed on Friday and I submitted it, and it just needs to be submitted today to the governor's office. So I removed some items and I made all the changes that requested on that.
Okay.
And that is, I believe, all I have for today, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Indigent healthcare, nothing this morning. Judge report, Parks and Wildlife called there last week. I spoke to Texas Parks and Wildlife about, Silver Lake property becoming a state park. They just about have it closed and finalized and everything. In visiting with him, it appears that Tularosa Road will be the main entrance and so forth. But the state is, he said the state will seek a interlocal agreement with the county, and they would take over maintaining, probably resurface it, put in some low water crossing signage and stuff like that. But there's quite a bit of a process for them still to go through. They got to close, and then they'll have a couple of public hearing meetings to discuss what to have there at the park or whatever as a state park. Because I was asking, like, you know, is it planned and the intent to make it like a Garner State Park, you know, with Silver Lake and all that and stuff? He said, well, I just don't know. It'll be you know, kind of what the public talks about or what the public input is on it and everything. He said that those would be held. One would probably be held in Brackett. The second meeting would probably be held in Del Rio, maybe Uvalde, and so forth. Talked a little bit about this transmission line. He was unaware of that. And I said, well, it's of the proposed routes, 2 of them are coming through the northern end of the county. So they're going to have to touch Silver Lake at some part. But that application for the transmission line came out March the 2nd or 3rd, AEP and CPS, public service there in San Antonio. And they call it alternate route 4, and it does come through Kinney County and crosses out there at about where the old checkpoint is. It starts crossing the county, kind of going to the northwest and stuff. I've already made some phone calls and visited with some landowners and stuff and whatnot. As far as the county concern is, that it's not a whole lot we can do. We did pass a resolution. Brent talked about this morning. We're going to, you remember early on during the immigration crisis, we formed a 391 commission, and our commission is still intact. It's been inactive or whatever, but it's still in place with the city of Uvalde and the county of Uvalde and so forth. But we're going to send those letters out, talk about just basically changing our mission statement of our 391 and addressing the Solis power line deal. So, what else? Working on a road use agreement for Anacostia Lane. Phillips 66 pipeline was sold to Marathon Pipe LLC, and they're going to do some compressor workstation or something at the end of Anacostia Lane, but in Maverick County on the existing line that they bought. The load weights are going to be about 160,000 pounds versus the 270,000 that we did have for the Kinder Morgan line. So I told them we would probably end up going to a road use agreement because they reached out to us about, and I forwarded emails to Commissioner Ward and Commissioner Matava about putting some 7 inches of base over the culverts and doing 20-foot aprons on the approaches and stuff. But we got talking about, and we got to asking some questions about the weights and the loads. It apparently is going to be a couple of big loads go in there, but nothing over 160,000 pounds. So I said, well, let's just turn it into a road use agreement because that Kinder Morgan deal is they just beat the snot out of the Anacostia Lane for that first 3 miles working on it and stuff. But they haven't turned it back over to us. We haven't accepted it back yet via the road use agreement. They have put their bond up. They sent their bond money and it's been deposited to hold. You know, we did in our road use agreement on that one. We did it 2 years after to just kind of protect that low water crossing more than anything. But working with Herb on all that, Mr. Briscoe, he's got a template of a road use agreement from Marathon and so forth. And I told him on that one, we'd probably go with look at going at like a 3-year bond out instead of just a 2-year deal and so forth. I'll be out some this week, obviously for some meetings, some EMC and emergency management stuff and so forth. Had a little bit of rain. We had 3/4 of an inch. So it's kind of nice and stayed kind of drizzly all night. It looks like other stuff's going on. Still working on the Petersen building. It's on the agenda today, but I think we're going to have to, I don't know if those dates are going to work for us. We may just make the motion to say, hey, the dates will be determined once we get all the blueprints back from the architect and the engineer. But they're, hopefully when we get that hashed out pretty good, we'll have very little change orders when we get going along and stuff. Don't know much deep. I mean, other stuff is going on, but the power line deal's pretty hot topic. And like I said, the application was turned into, it's called CCN to the state. I can't remember the acronym, but what they stand for, but this is the proposed of the 77 routes. This is the route that they're opting to do and stuff. So it's a big one. So don't think I wrote anything else down really.
What's Lawford's take on that?
I guess they're okay with it because it looks like it's going to stay out that northwest corner of us
Flatlines.
and stay. It must be out of the flight paths and stuff because that was a big concern with them on the wind turbines and stuff back in the day. And it's going to run when it goes into Valverde County. Looking at the red line, it's going to stay just east of the Devil's River Conservancy, where that little park area is up there. It's going to be east of that and stuff. Talked to Judge Shanklin in Edwards County. They can't be part of our 391 because the 391 membership is only eligible for the associations that are within your COG, our 8-county COG. So it would just be our 8 counties, and the only counties that it's affecting right now in our COG would be Uvalde and Kinney County. And then Riall County was interested, Judge Rubio was interested in being part of the 391 early on, but Judge Shanklin says that there's connector lines that are going to be connected in this deal, and they'll have to be just as big and stuff. But he said they're not talking much about that. So there's another big line going across somewhere up around Stephenville area. John Dotson called and talked to me the other day, attorney-wise. There's to get the landowners together and give them legal representation to obviously get the best dollar they can for the eyesore and the heartburn of having this deal. But like I say, it'll come across us. It crosses 673 up here, just south, just before you get to Alamo Village Gate, and goes out that way. Goes Borsick's country, Shahan's country, Chris Ream's country. Looks like it's going to catch some of that Earwood country and end up out there on the Price stuff. So working on that, trying to help those guys get organized a little bit and what they want to do. Like I say, we'll have to see revamping our 391 and then just kind of changing the original 391 was in place to help with the border issue and the illegal immigration, the heavy influence of that we had. So it's still there. We would change kind of our direction and our mission statement there. All right. Justice of the Peace, Judge Villarreal's report there for you for their month of February. Next will be library report. That's Revis. Road and bridge reports attached for the month of February.
Was the work done at the, is the soil conservation district gonna
Yes, sir.
give us any money?
Yes, sir. If you just keep track of that, of your hours and what we used out there, whatever. Yes, sir. We should be able to get refunded, reimbursed for that.
Are we gonna wanna go in there and spray the mosquitoes and stuff again?
Yes, sir.
in the overflow?
Yes, sir. And I would just do diesel and remedy. What I would use. But just keep track of all the remedy you bought and diesel you use and whatnot, and then our man hours, machinery, so like we normally like to usually do. We'll get it submitted to them. Sheriff this morning, he's out today. He sent an email saying he'd be out today. Tax assessor, collector, no one, and county treasurer. Anybody here? Nope. All right, we'll get into our item 4 this morning is deliberate and consider action on the following items. Item 4A, discussion report to canvas of the March 3rd, 2026 election results. Rick, you're up.
Let's start right here. There's a lot of pages to go through.
All right.
Do you want me to read each contestant, or you want me to just the winner of each race?
Well, how y'all want it?
Winner
Winner of the races. There we go.
All right. So we have 2,194 registered voters in Kinney County. Of this election, we had 940 voters that came out and voted. With that being 604 Republicans and 336 Democrats. Okay. So for the Republican side on the senator, in first place, it was going to be Ken Paxton. U.S. Representative District 23, it's going to be Brandon Herrera. There was going to be a runoff between Barrera and Gonzalez, but Gonzalez has dropped out, so that will no longer be on that one.
There won't be a runoff for it.
Not on that one, no. For the Republican governor, it was Greg Abbott. For the lieutenant governor, it was Dan Patrick. For the attorney general, it was Chip Roy. Comptroller of Public Affairs, Public Accounts, Don Huffines. Republican Commercial General Land Office is going to be Don Buckingham. Commissioner of Agriculture is going to be Sid Miller. Railroad Commission, Jim Wright. Chief Justice Supreme Court, Jimmy Blaylock. Justice Supreme Court Place 2, James Sullivan. Justice Supreme Court Place 7, Kyle Hawkins. Justice Supreme Court Place 8, Brett Busby. Judge Court of Criminal Appeals Place 3 was Leslie Fitzpatrick. Judge Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 4, Kevin Patrick Yuri. Judge of Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 9, John Messinger. State Senator, District 19, Robert Marks Jr. State Representative, District 74 rather. John McLean. Chief Justice, 15th Court of Appeals District, Scott Brister. Justice, 15th Court of Appeals, Place 2, Scott Fields. Justice, 15th Court of Appeals, Place 3, April Ferris. Chief Justice, 4th Court of Appeals District, Bert Richardson. County Judge, John Paul Schuster. District and County Clerk, Ricardo Alvarado. County Treasurer, Rebecca Flores. County Commissioner 2, Matt Bonacci. County Commissioner Precinct 4, Kelly Perry. Justice of the Peace, Robert Hearn. Proposition 1 was 501 for yes. Proposition 2, 525 for yes. Proposition 3, 404 for yes. Proposition 4, 479 for yes. Proposition 5, 511 for yes. Proposition 6, 528 for yes. Proposition 7, 526 for yes. Proposition 8, 548 for yes. Proposition 9, 434 for yes. Proposition 10, 519 yes. U.S. Democratic Senator James Tallarico. Democratic Representative 23, Santos Limon. Democratic Governor Gina Hinojosa. Democratic Lieutenant Governor Marcus Isaac Velez. Democratic Attorney General Anthony Tony Box. Comptroller of Public Accounts Sarah Eckert. Commissioner of General Land Office Benjamin Flores. Commissioner of Agriculture Clayton Tucker. Railroad Commissioner John Rosenthal. Supreme Court Justice Maggie Ellis. Justice Supreme Court Place 2 Cherry Kelly. Justice Supreme Court Place 7 Christian Hawkins. Justice Supreme Court Place 8 Gisela Triana. Judge Court of Criminal Appeals Place 3 Oki Amian. Judge Court of Criminal Appeals Place 4 Audra Riley. Judge of Court of Criminal Appeals Place 9 Holly Taylor. Democratic State Senator District 19 Roland Gutierrez. State Representative District 14 Eddie Morales. Chief Justice 15th Court of Appeals Jerry Zimmerman. Justice 15th Court of Appeals District Place 2 Tom Baker. Justice 15th Court of Appeals District Place 3 Mark Meyer. Justice 4th Court of Appeals District Vea Meza. County Judge Ralph Gomez. Democratic Treasurer Roxy Woodson. Democratic Commissioner 2 Jesse Terrazas. Justice of the Peace Narcy Villarreal. Democratic Proposition 1 249 yes. Proposition 2 32 yes. Proposition 3 244 yes. Proposition 4 244 yes. Proposition 5 250 yes. Proposition 6 216 yes. Proposition 7 262, yes. Proposition 8, 159, yes. Proposition 9, 251, yes. Proposition 10, 197, yes. Proposition 11, 236, yes. Proposition 12, 241, yes. And Proposition 13, 262, yes. So of those races, the county commissioner placed fourth precinct between Kelly Perry and Nisha. Since Kelly Perry won that, she will automatically be the next commissioner. She will be on the ballot though in November. Same goes for my office. I will automatically be in January, and I'll be on the ballot in November. And then for the Democratic for treasurer, since Roxy Woodson won that one, she will go up against Becky in November. Any questions?
These persons that done that are single, they can have write-ins for the general election. can't
That
they?
is correct. That is correct.
Yes. There'll be, there is an independent that will be on the general election for JP.
Yes, that is
Important. He turned in his paperwork and everything in a timely manner that he will be, he met the did his paperwork the same time we did ours. So he could be,
he's got some stuff he has to turn in May.
yeah, but he gets that stuff turned in. He will be, his name will actually be on the ballot as an independent for JP. If he misses that deadline or something, he can come in as a writer.
Right.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Do we need to take action?
It's not, no, because we have to wait until we do the hand count, and that's gonna be done on Thursday.
Okay. And then, runoffs,
Last week of May.
we will have.
So yeah, I'm still working on that.
Governor
After
or
shoulders.
something, some of those spots, some of those other spots.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
4A was just a discussion report only from, the clerk's office on the canvassing of the votes. Item 4B, discuss and disapprove discussion and approval of funding match for the grant application to Middle Rio Grande Developmental Council Regional Solid Waste Grants Program. The grant application is due to Middle Rio Grande Developmental Council on March 23rd, 2026. And Ms. Hobbs.
And Miss Alma, I think, is on the phone. Hopefully. Maybe not.
Ms. Alma, are you on the phone? Yes, she's.
There she is. Okay.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the grant that we talked about last meeting. And it's the one through the COG for getting the tire pickup for the whole county. And so this time we're here to request to see if we can get some match funds from the county to go along with what was given by the Kinney County groundwater. And then the application is due to Middle Rio Grande by the 23rd of this month. So, Ms. Alma, do you want to, since you enjoyed going to the groundwater meeting a few days ago, do you want to discuss what they had to say about it?
Sure, they are in support of this grant application and they are willing to match $10,000 to be used countywide.
Okay.
And we are going to apply, I know they only have the 78,000 for 2 years, but we want to go ahead and apply for 15,000. I think every trailer load runs about 2,300.
Okay.
So I know the last time we had this grant through the city of Bracketville, where we were only able to, according to Mr. Mike Ford, do about two trailer loads. So we need a lot more funding. And I'm not sure how much Middle Rio Grande will grant to us.
Okay. And our grant funds will be for a single year?
For 2 years.
It will be for two. So if we ask, we could get 7,500
Well-
one year and 7,500 the next, or just 1 year period.
one year you're going to get, if we apply for the 15, they give us a 15, we have 2 years to use
To
those funds.
spend
Okay,
it.
okay.
Not that it's split. It's one grant, but it covers 2 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
Correct.
All right, so the action we're seeking this morning from the court then is just what are we willing to put forth? And if we don't get the grant, we don't go through with it?
Correct.
Okay. So we do have there is some grant matching funds in grant matching. So, what are y'all's comfort level at? Where do you want to?
What is this grant gonna be used for? Or what can we buy with it?
The tire cleanup, it's just to pick up old tires and stuff and everything.
But this time it's countywide. Before, when the city did it, it was just for people that lived in the city. And so this way we can include Fort Clark, City of Spofford, anybody that lives in the county.
Will there be a limit?
Will there be a limit? Well,
Are we just put on this?
you mean per person?
Yeah.
I don't know that we have a limit per person, but I guess those are things that we'll have to figure out as we go.
There'll be a designated drop.
Mr. Ward, I'm sorry,
No,
Mr. Ward, the last time that the city organized this collection event, they limited to 4 tires per trip.
Per household or per trip?
I think it was per trip.
Per trip.
So.
And of
if
course,
the vehicle came in, they could only have 4 tires with them. But we can ask for clarification on that.
Okay.
And I know we're not taking any commercial or any
We've had a problem in the past.
heavy
That's why I'm
duty.
asking.
with like people coming with a whole lot.
Too many tires. It's a bunch of tires, and then when you try to cut them off, they threaten to sue.
Okay.
That's the only question I have.
We can certainly work on some items.
Yes.
And you're saying that the grant would not include commercial tires, or the grant would just include the determination of counts per individual, and the determination of what tires are accepted, that's all can be decided locally? Or is that driven by the grant?
Yes, sir, that is correct. No, that is not driven by.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we can come up with guidelines for what is accepted and how many, and
Okay.
of course, I think this time we'll have a little more money to hopefully have several loads where we can cover most people in the county to at least get some tires picked up from each person.
All right. Y'all are, you want to do 10,000 matching the water district?
Do the same with Grande.
And then if we get $5,000, you know,
Mhm.
that's going to be, we'll match up to, our motion will be up to 10,000. So if we get 5, we'll only match 5. And we can come back to one, go ahead and do the remaining 10, or we put it all 10 in it, whatever we get. How do y'all want to word that?
Yeah.
Like if we're going to request 15,000.
What did I say the cost per load was last time? 2,300, 2,100 trailer load?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty expensive with the mileage, that they add in there to come pick up those bins. I'm not sure that's the right word for those things, but whatever those are.
Roll-offs, or whatever you get.
Roll-offs, yes. Mhm.
You want to bump it?
Well,
I think that's a,
we get the full amount, that'd be 30 grand. 35 grand.
It's the approval for funding match. So if we only got, if they only awarded, say they only awarded us 5,000, the COG only awarded us $5,000. Our motion right now is a funding match, so we would match that 5,000. Everybody okay? So our motion want to be for $10,000 as a funding match, or whatever the award is, that's what we'll match it up to.
You're tired only?
It is tires only.
No electronics.
And all time.
No, I think the company restricts the types of tires. I think it's in it mainly, small vehicles, Alma, like pickup trucks and cars, and no tractor tires and,
Somewhat.
Well, there's an additional fee for the heavy duty tires.
Last time we did all sizes, and the larger ones I volunteered with my forklift
mhm,
to load them. Obviously, to get rid of a nuisance, the ones that hold water.
water and create mosquitoes and things like that.
I think there was one van full last time. And, so it'd be a shame to not clean up everything.
Right. And I think since it's countywide this time, we might have people that have more types of tires to want to get rid of. Yeah.
Well, that may be where, like, if the disposal company that's sending in the truck and disposing, they may say for the bigger tires, it's gonna be this amount of money. That's where, like, if we're matching it, if we put in some matching money with it and the water district's matching it, then maybe I could do 2 loads of commercial tires and 3 or 4 loads.
Right.
Of regular tires, residential tires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we can work that out. So the motion then is to approve funding match for the grant application of Middle Rio Grande Council of Solid Waste Grants in the amount up to $10,000.
Second.
Okay.
In the water district, it mentioned an interest in helping.
Yes. The water district is committed to 10,000 as well. So that way we might
Mhm.
visit and say, hey, to the disposal company saying, hey, could we do like 2 loads of commercial tires and then 3 loads of regular
Regular tires.
20-inch tires and smaller. Or something. Sure, they got.
Right.
They don't consider a 20-inch tire a commercial tire now.
I wouldn't think so.
Everything has 20s.
Yeah, most vehicles do these days.
All right, so our motion in on the table with a second. I made the motion and Commissioner Matavo seconded is to match the funding match up to $10,000 if solid waste grant is awarded through Middle Rio Grande countywide.
Countywide, yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Item 4C this morning, discuss and disapprove a motion to make a budget amendment for the 2025-2026 fiscal year to move $15,895 from grant matching line number 010-5-2900-0003 into information technology and create a line called overtime compensation grant funds. As you recall, last time in our meeting, our cybersecurity grant has funding in it for overtime pay instead of compensation. And so we created a policy, we passed a policy that said we would have paid overtime salary rather than comp time if grant funds are allocated in the grants that we receive, if the grant funding is going to reimburse us that overtime pay. And the cybersecurity grant does have some overtime in it. And the matching portion of it would be to move this $15,895 from grant matching budget item over to the IT department budget and create a whole new line in the IT budget called overtime compensation grant funds. So that's the item there. Any discussion on this one? I'll entertain a motion. Commissioner Ward made the motion,
Second.
second by Commissioner Matava. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. Item D this morning is discuss and approve, disapprove future naming of the Petersen building. Sheriff Cole emailed, the other day and said he wouldn't be here today, but he felt like it should just be referred to as the Kinney County Sheriff's Office. Okay. And then, of course, a plaque, he wants, we all agree that we're gonna put a plaque on the building recognizing it as a we'll probably call it the Petersen building for the duration of our life.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
eventually it'll be referred to as the sheriff's office eventually, but for us, it'll be the Petersen building and so forth. So, the motion is, just to call the name at the Kinney County Sheriff's Office. No venturing off from that. So entertain a motion to, for item D, naming of the Petersen building to the Kinney County Sheriff's Office. So moved by Commissioner Dotson, second by Commissioner Ferret. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, discussion item only on E is an update on the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department baseball field grant.
So we just wanted to give you an update on that. We had another meeting with the committee last week. We also have that RFQs have been sent out to 5 companies that do a design build. Excuse me. And those are going to be due in, Alma, help me with the date.
Yes, so they are due, we're going to allow the firms to use site on the 13th of March, and the application or the qualifications are due March 23rd.
And they'll be opened at the next meeting after that. And
I'm sorry, Candy, they're due March the 20th so that we can open
Open
them
on the
23rd and score them.
right. And then we will not award until, is it the 10th?
I believe it's April the 13th.
Oh, 13th. Okay. So
And this is RFQs for engineering.
for design build, and engineering is included in that. Yes.
RFQ design build.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
So we're moving forward with that, and hopefully we will get several requests for information so that people can send in their information for us to look at and make a decision on who we use. And I don't, Miss Samantha, do you know, have we had several requests for that, or does that come directly to Becky or? Okay. I know that she has had some emails, a couple of emails from different people, but I don't know for sure how many have actually requested the packet at this point, but we're moving forward. Yes, it is. We need to get going on it. I think once we get our company and we get going, it's not really going to take too long at all for it to all get done. So definitely moving forward. We also have a public meeting scheduled for it as well.
Later this month.
Yeah.
Meeting or hearing? Public hearing. I mean,
Hearing.
public meeting, just a public.
Just a meeting, just for people to.
Public input.
That's scheduled for March the 26th.
And we're going to have it at the fire station, so it's just a little bit easier for folks to get into and out of, that kind of stuff.
All right. Any other questions on that one? All right, that'll take care of E,
Yep.
discussion only. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Item 4F this morning is discuss, approve, disapprove Kinney County Aging Budget Amendment to reallocate $6,938.49 from non-food expenditures, line 060-5-000-0501, and establish a new line item for extra health position. This is coming from Yvette. I'll let Commissioner Matavo just talk about it. This is some of her TDA money that she's received. And she'd like to use it for extra help, the $6,938. But she doesn't have extra help position or a line in her budget right now and so forth. But she's asked that this reallocate these funds from TDA money into extra help. Commissioner Matavo, I'll let you kind of oversee the nutrition center still.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'd like to, put that money in for extra help.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns? So the motion would be to the budget amendment to reallocate those funds, $6,938.49 from non-food expenditures, line item 060-5-000-0501, and establish a new line item within the aging center's budget, the nutrition center over there, as extra help position. All those in favor say aye. Or, well, hold on. The motion made by Commissioner Matavo, seconded by Commissioner Ward. All right. Any further discussion or clarification there? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We'll get that taken care of. Item G this morning is, Ms. Yvette has asked that the, discuss and disapprove Kinney County Aging Center event and consider approval for use of the community center with rental and cleaning fees waived, date to be determined. What she's going to try to do there is organize like a senior citizen or a senior event and have local businesses, but also have like United Medical Center there, healthcare people there, exercise, things for the seniors to do to keep them active and so forth and stuff. But she's just asking, she's coordinating and working on getting, all her vendors lined up per se. They're not really vendors, but folks to come and set up little booths and whatnot or so forth for the seniors to go by there and visit those folks and learn a little bit more things and learn some things that are available here locally as well. So the date to be determined, as we talked about, she'll have to coordinate that through my office a little bit to make sure that we don't hit any election dates or early voting stuff or anything like that and so forth. So, but the request this morning is just simply that we waive the rental fees and the cleaning fees for that activity. So I say yes to that. So I entertain a motion to approve item G. So moved by Commissioner Matavo, second by Commissioner Ferret. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, item H this morning was just a discussion item only. Updates from the county auditor. She prepared a written statement for us that I put there in front of y'all this morning addressing OLS fund holds, the single audit, financial software update, so forth like that. We do have a couple of holds on some grant funds going forward because of the single audit situation. But you can see there that she's addressing the OLS hold.
Any projected date for the completion of the city hall?
I haven't heard of any, no, sir. Miss Cheryl, you on the call this morning?
Judge,
Yes,
this is Carla.
yes, ma'am.
Just a reminder that until those things are cleared up, no more money can be reimbursed from the Office of the Governor to include Stone Garden School Resource Officer, none of the grants. There are also grants pending. They're also on hold, even the new grant. So all grants are on hold.
Judge, and that goes for the grants that Candy and I are working on. TDA has a hold on our funds as well, as long as the cybersecurity, along with the cybersecurity grant.
Okay.
We haven't had any communication with that audit firm. None.
Other than I called him the other day, he wasn't, returning calls to Mr. Sutherland. So Mr. Sutherland had some questions for him, so I called and I said, hey, look, you work for the county, and he does too, kind of finishing up his report, so I appreciate you returning his phone calls and visiting with him. I said, okay, yes, sir.
Did he?
Yes, I believe he did.
What is the amount that they're holding on?
Just what's your OLS amount on hold right now?
Well, as of the grant that was submitted as of the end of January was 644,000, over 644,000 that's reimbursed to the county. That does not include anything for February. So I think you're looking at close to $800,000 at least. That's just on OLS. Because you've not been reimbursed for any housing since September, all of the payroll and other items. So you're at the end of March, when April goes in, when the end of March comes around, you're going to be close to $1 million the county's paid out, but we have not been reimbursed for. And we can't get reimbursed because of the hold.
Okay.
What about the grants, Candy's?
Candy, I don't know what y'all know kind of where we're at on y'all's holds?
With the Office of the Governor, we have, the cybersecurity grant that is, I want to say it's like about 150,000.
How much?
150,000. And then, of course, we have one that we just sent in, that's about that much as well. That, and everything's on hold. Nothing, we can't do anything.
Okay.
Like,
Judge, the amount I gave you is for what the county has already paid out and has not been reimbursed for. That does not count upcoming grants that are pending.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we can just keep going along, believing like this.
Till we get the,
That letter,
you know, all it's,
I mean, there's an open meeting sent in for review, correct?
yeah. She says the grant ledger was submitted by the governor on March 6th. She can't convert it, the file from the current format, and requested to be forwarded to the external auditors for conversion. And then the financial statements have been completed and are currently undergoing final testing and review by the external auditors.
So apparently they have everything from the way I read it.
That's the way I would understand it, yes, sir.
And just to clarify, this is due June the 1st or June the 30th?
Typically, we have it back by June the 30th to have it turned into the governor's or to the
9
state.
months overdue.
Yes, sir.
For the grants, it has to be uploaded by June 30th.
So the last audit we had was May, turned in June of 2024.
Correct. This one was due in June of 2025.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that was just for discussion only, try to get an update there. Item I is a visit from the final audit report from Mr. Sullivan. He wasn't able to make it here this morning, but I'm gonna move that to executive session to discuss that one. Item J, discuss and approve and accept an in-kind donation made by the First United Methodist to the Kinney County Nutrition Center in the amount of $50. Donation to be deposited into line item 107-4-0000-0762. Entertain a motion to accept that donation.
So approved.
So moved by Commissioner Farrick, second by Commissioner Ward. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. Item K this morning, discuss and approve and ratify interlocal agreement between Medina County and Kinney County for inmate housing and authorize the county judge to sign. The interlocal agreement with Medina County Jail, we're renewing it. They went, it's attached. It's gonna be, ratified to go back to the 9th of February. But they went from $67.50 a day to $80 a day for housing in Medina County. And right now, the sheriff's email said currently they have 39 in jail, 23 of them in Medina County, 7 of them are local charges, 14 in Tom Green, and 2 in Goliad. By the end of the week, they should be down to 35 in jail. So that was the current counts. 39 total, 23 of them in Medina County. Of those 23, 7 of them are local charges, not OLS stuff. 14 in Tom Green County. Tom Green County, remember, those are all OLS folks through the process that they go through Del Rio again, and then they're housed in Goliad. We get a invoice just to keep up with the current counts, but we don't actually pay that. That's through some grant funds from the state. And then 2 in Goliad. So entertain a motion to approve the interlocal agreement and authorize the county judge to sign. So moved by Commissioner Matavo, second by Commissioner Dotson. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item L this morning is discuss and approve the memorandum of understanding between Kinney County EMS and Frontline EMS for mutual aid and authorize county judge to sign. And item M is discuss mutual aid between Uvalde Merchant Medical Service Incorporated and Kinney County EMS and authorize county judge to sign. Have neither one of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. To entertain a motion to table item L and M as together. We'll table those till March the 23rd. So moved by Commissioner Dotson, second by Commissioner Farrick. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Now, item N this morning, to discuss and approve mutual aid between Laughlin Air Force Base and Kinney County Fire and Rescue and authorize. Do you have that one? For,
I didn't submit that.
oh, that's fire and rescue. I don't think I have a, I don't think. Oh, yeah, we do. Hold on. Yeah, we do. Hold on. Mutual aid agreement. Laughlin Air Force Base Fire and Emergency Services. This is a renewal pending signature from Richard Moore and reviewed by Brent. That's what my notes say.
Which one was this, Doug?
Laughlin.
I've reviewed it in the past. I think this is just it's a re-up,
Okay.
more or less. Yeah.
All right. So I entertain a motion to approve item N, our mutual aid agreement between Laughlin Air Force Base and Kinney County Fire and Rescue, and authorize county judge to sign. So moved by Commissioner Matavai. Second by Commissioner Farrett. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right. Item O this morning is discuss and approve, disapprove request to waive all community center all right. Request to waive all community center rental and cleaning fees for Kinney County Library's Children's Summer Program Dinosaur Exhibit on June 17th, 2026. Miss Sarah and her ladies over there at the library have a big deal coming in that's be dinosaurs and stuff, and it'll be for the day. And it could take up the whole building of the community center and possibly just the east side, but they're not real sure yet, but it'll be a big display and everything. So entertain a motion to approve waiving the rental and cleaning fees for the library for that activity. So moved by Commissioner Dotson. Second by Commissioner Ward. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. All right. Item P is discuss and approve and disapprove proposed revised dates for re-advertising the Petersen Building Project bids. Published notices on March 19th and March 26th. Closed the bid window on April 24th and open acknowledged bids on April the 27th. Right now, in visiting with the architect the other day, and Commissioner Ward visited with them as well and stuff, and met with them, and the IT folks have met over there, the electricians, the engineers met, Commissioner Ward's been over there. There's a good possibility that they're not going to be completely ready for us to advertise starting next week on this, like we're saying. So I would just say, we just make the motion to advertise two consecutive weeks and have the bid window closed accordingly and review the bids when time. They'll be close, but just to be on the safe side, instead of having exact dates on this, like we did the first motion that we did the other day, I thought we'd have it done by these dates to be able to advertise and put out. And again, our bids are for complete electrical, complete HVAC, fire alarm system, a lot of fire suppression, and then plumbing only will be countertop out for plumbing only. The rough end plumbing is being wrapped up by Joe's Plumbing that they started on, but those will be our bid packet will be for those items. So instead of having those specific dates on there, let's just have the motion be to advertise for the building projects for the Petersen building, the new Kinney County Sheriff's Office, and dates to be determined upon completion of architect and engineering drawings. And we'll advertise our 2 weeks. You can put it out there about almost a month, and then have them due on a Friday, and review them and accept them on a Monday, and so forth. So instead of having specific dates, we'll just say dates to be determined upon architect and engineer work completed.
Judge, I have here for anyone that would like to look, the amended plan. This is supposed to be the latest one.
Okay. So we'll entertain a motion, the dates to be determined upon when the architect and engineer work is completed. We'll advertise 2 weeks and then post a due date and open and review dates to be determined. So moved by Commissioner Ward. Second by Commissioner Dotson. Any further discussions or anything like that? Like I say, Commissioner Ward's met over there 3 or 4 times since the last time we met. I've been over there once. But the dispatching folks have been in there, the IT folks have been in there, Joey and Chad, and met the architect and engineer, and trying to get all, taking us a little longer, but hopefully this will minimize our change orders that we have. We actually get started and so forth. So the motion right now is dates to be determined, when to advertise on the architect and engineer completion of their work. Advertise 2 weeks. Have the requests and bids turned into the judge's office. Open and review dates to be determined. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. Item 5 this morning is approving some minutes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of minutes to look at. We'll take a second and review those minutes. The first one being February the 9th. Item C there, we met with Unit First and shared with them the frustration of the increase in the middle of the budget year and so forth. The gentleman was going to go back and talk to his bosses and try to hold our prices where they are right now, and then get back with us. I told him, submit something to me like in July with an increase that we're looking at so that we can allocate appropriately in our budget and so forth. And they're going to work on that.
Motion to approve the minutes for February the 9th.
All right, have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from February the 9th. Motion made by Commissioner Dotson, second by Commissioner Barrett. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And then the February 9th also included 5A and 5B was an addendum to those. We'll include that in your motion, Commissioner Dotson. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Next will be February the 11th, special meeting.
Motion for the minutes February 11th.
That motion made by Barrett, seconded by Commissioner Tomlin. Any further discussion? Item 5C. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, last set of minutes we have there is February 23rd.
February.
All right, entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the 23rd. So moved by Commissioner Montalvo, second by Commissioner Barrett. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. All right, budget adjustments and review for the 2025-2026 budget and need, item 6. We did that, took action on those during our four items. So have none there. Approve the bills and disbursements act with the Kinney County Detention Center. We do have one of those.
Motion to approve the bills for the detention center.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Dotson to approve the bills for items 7. Second by Commissioner Barrett. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 8 is the bills and claims, including payroll for Kinney County budget 2025-2026. Item 8 this morning. You have those in front of you. All right, motion made by Commissioner Farrett. To the bills,
Second.
second by Commissioner Montalvo. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, say aye. Motion carried. Noting that Commissioner Dotson abstains on his payment for the hardware store. All right. Discussion on other items containing the county business. Y'all have anything?
Sure, can I address something?
Yes, ma'am.
I just heard from her.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's back onto our deal where our grants are on hold. When we have large sums of money sitting with the county, do we draw interest on those? So we spent that 644 that we didn't get, it's in $1 million. If we weren't spending that money, would it be in an interest bearing account? Or would it just be sitting somewhere?
Sitting with the state still. The state hasn't been refunded to us. That's almost every grant we get's a refund grant. 90% of them are.
The money
So
that.
the money, we've already spent the money, yes. We could have earned some interest on that money if we'd have been reimbursed in a timely manner.
That's what I was looking for. I wonder how much that we have lost in that. So my other question is that we were asked to hire more people for our auditor's office and approve that amount. Yet, how many months ago was that? Anybody know?
Yeah, budget.
So we approved it because she was not able to give us the information that we needed in order to get the grants that we need in order to operate. So we gave her the extra personnel. We're paying for personnel with our grants. We're paying other departments, yet those people cannot do their jobs because we're waiting on hers. So my thing is, do we have a deadline for that? Can we request a deadline from her office for the things that we need? Because we would if it was another kind of employee. If she worked for us, we were paying for any department, they would be given a deadline. Can we give a deadline to her? And if it's not met, repercussions? And would Judge Andrade be willing to sign off? Since we seem to be at a standstill. My question is that interest amount of money that we're losing because we don't have access to those grants. So I guess that was an open-ended question, but it is something for us to look at.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? All right, we do have executive session for this morning. We'll go into executive session. Personnel matters, closed meeting will be held pursuant to 551-074 of the government code in order to discuss personnel matters or issues. An executive session closed meeting will occur pursuant to 551.071 and 551.129. Texas Government Code comes to consultation with our attorney. For the Commissioners Court to consult with and seek advice from attorneys regarding any matter described on the agenda. And we move to item 4I to the executive session to discuss with the attorney, possibly Mr. Sutherland. So we'll call it recess at 10:35. Run.